Hello folks, this is Travis of Elston Equine Solutions. Once again bringing something fantastic to you with partnership with the Clopton Cow Company down here in Arizona. And we're real close to Benson. Benson, Arizona has a lot of famous horsemen, horse people. For example, Baxter Black lives in Benson, and you know Pat Puckett from the Discipline Ride, he was down in the Benson area for many years. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And so the topic today is going to be talking about, continue to talk about the Mecate, but today specifically we're going to be talking about is a snaffle bit setup, all right? And there's a lot of questions on that. I know there's a lot of other channels that cover it, but this is my 2 cents on the subject, all right? So bear with me and we'll get to what we're going to be talking about here. All right, so snaffle bit setup, I talked about before, there's different types of Mecates out there. Some people call them Mecates. All right, this one here specifically is 9/16 horsehair on here. And part of snaffle bit setup is you have to have, it's good to have a head stall, okay? Don't have a 1 ear, don't have a split ear. It's too easy for a green horse to slide it off. So a head stall is essential for this type of a setup, and that's exactly what I got here. I kind of like a thicker one, 3/4 to an inch all the way around when I got a green horse that's just been started, because that's what this setup is for. It's for educating a young horse that is very green and help teach. It's just a tool, okay? So that's what I like, first of all. Second part that I like, and we're talking about this, is just having a chin strap on here. Now you see this is just a piece of leather, it's buckled on there. I don't personally like to put chain on here, a lot of people do. And the only reason this is on here is to keep the bit from sliding out of the horse's mouth, okay? If you didn't have this on here, the bit would slide right out of the horse's mouth. It doesn't produce no leverage on here. If I got the horse's mouth here and I try to pull up, there's no leverage on the chin strap, okay? Once again, it's just to keep the bit from sliding out of the horse's mouth. Chain doesn't do nothing. You know, I don't like it. I like to keep it a little bit more traditional with a leather, more natural crafts on there. It's bad enough I got a piece of metal in the horse's mouth at times, but you can't get no better than a snaffle bit for teaching it. Okay, so when I have this piece of equipment, I always have the bit. I have the snaffle bit chin strap underneath. Some people like to put the chin strap behind the slobber straps. I personally like it forward, okay? It doesn't matter. They both have the benefit of it. I like this be forward, so when I lift up the signal for it, it doesn't interrupt it. Some people like to have more space, you know, so everything comes down to more signal. But once again, that's your personal responsibility to play around with what you like, okay? I personally like this, and so do a lot of other people. So let's talk about slobber straps. What is a slobber strap? This is this piece of leather here, okay? This piece of leather sometimes have a proud display of whatever type of silver on it. Traditionally, buckaroos like to have a little bit fancier setup than some other people, okay? But you don't have to have this stuff on there. You just have a simple piece of leather on here, and I'll probably have a video on there showing you how to make these. They range in different lengths. This one's exceptionally long, okay? Some are skinnier, some are wide. It doesn't really matter. It's what you like. Now, there's 2 reasons why everybody uses a slobber strap. Now, you'll see I have horsehair on this, okay? Back in the early 1800s and stuff, they didn't have a lot of parachute cord laying around. They didn't have a lot of yachting line, tree line, okay? So they had to use natural products, such as horsehair, which I got here, okay? So to prevent the horsehair, because it takes a lot of work to strand, you know, braid this up in strands and twist it and so forth, took a lot of work. Not only that, it takes a lot of horses to produce a horsehair Mecate. So they noticed, being out in the desert, this thing getting wet, getting slobber if you go up the water trough, that it would ruin the Mecate. So they decided to put slobber straps on it. So when they put slobber straps on, they keep the reins up enough for the horse to drink water. The water would just touch the leather here. It's a lot easier to replace the leather than it was the piece of equipment of the Mecate. So the slobber strap really saved a lot of that. And then I'm guessing later on down the road, this is part 2, they figured out, dang, that's a pretty good signal. If I have pull up on the reins, this being, free roaming green, this being yellow because they can feel the weight coming up, and then I have action of something going on, okay, which is red. Oh, geez, the horse figured out that's a signal, okay? And then once they did it and you released it, look how much weight went down on that slobber strap. So it became real subtle hands and cues, okay, for a horse. Now, we talked about young horses on pressure. Yes, you have pressure and release, but horses really enjoy that. Young ones, bump, 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 okay? Real subtle vibrations, and then the release, okay? Sometimes on a horse, when I get ready, they know something's coming. That's that ass adjusting tail type of attitude, okay, on it. As soon as they get good, you can go straight. They can feel it going up really quick, and they know what's going to happen, okay? So that's the second reason why we got a slobber strap on it. So I hope you like what's going on with this, talking about it. And we'll have videos later on talking about different snaffle bits, different steps, and so forth. But what I really want to do next is kind of show you how to tie these on. And that's what we're going to do next with these Mecates. Remember, the Mecate for snaffle bit is right around 20 feet. A lot of them are 5/8. Some are half for smaller people's hands, and a lot of them are 9/16, okay? If you go to a yard sale or whatever and you see these things, you can have a tape measure it, or you just, a lot of times yard sales, they got wrenches there. Just ask the owner, hey, can I see a wrench? So you just put the wrench around it and you can see exactly what size it is. Okay, for example, 9/16 open face, put it on there, boom, you know exactly what the diameter is. You have no doubt in your mind. If you want to get that detailed with it. Just some tips I've done running around the country. I mean, I've gone into stores like, okay, I know what that is. Let me go grab a tool real quick, so I don't know where my tape measure is. So I put my little wrench on there and figured out the diameter. So I hope that helps you there. All right, moving on. All right, folks, so what I've decided to do is I went ahead and just threw the head stall on with the snaffle bit set up on a gunner here. You can kind of see how everything's set up. Now, traditionally, everybody got on a horse left-handed, and so we just kind of kept it this way traditionally. So a Mecate is a one-piece rein. It's a loop rein, as you can see right here. So it goes from the far side of the horse, and that's where the knot is, the shoe fly. So there's a lot of time you'll see a lot of excess on here, and that's called the shoe fly, and all it does is bounce around and shoos the flies off the horse's mouth area, the nose area, the nostrils, and so forth, okay? Some are longer than others, some don't have any, okay? Some are just a pineapple knot here, so forth. But you just see how it's set up. It comes up on the off side, all the way around the neck, as one complete set of reins. And then for the reins, it comes over here, okay? And it comes up as the, some people call it lead rope portion of the Mecate. Some people call it the get down rope, okay? So I got the get down rope here. So I'm really gonna concentrate on, for everybody who's never seen this setup, is that these knots right here, just overhand knots. I'm just gonna show you how to slide them into the slobber straps. One thing I do want to point out to you folks, ladies and gentlemen, is a nice thing about this one piece Mecate rein and the get down rope is, you can see on Gunner here, he's got a neck that's about medium size. Sometimes horses have a very long neck. Some horses have a very, very short neck, okay? The nice thing about the Mecate setup on the slobber strap is I can adjust just through this loop what length, okay? If I got a longer neck horse, I can adjust my reins way out here, easy pleasy, okay? Now, yes, we're gonna have a coil in our hands when we're riding, so we factor that into the length that we have. And you have to play around with that length, okay, to figure out what's happy for you for the size of the loop that you like, whether it's in the left hand or right hand, okay, and also how much pull you have to get the job done. And when you get up there, once again, it's your sole responsibility to figure out if my hands are way up here, it goes way past my shoulder, well then I'll probably need to tighten up my reins when I'm riding. Just like this. Tighten up my overhand knot on my slobber strap. And then I can figure out when I pull back my reins, it's not going past my shoulder. So I got good rein management. All right, folks, so once again, the slobber strap's not only just to protect your equipment, it's also for signaling. So I'm in green. Nothing's going on. He's in cruise control. At this point, just standing here, just peacing out. I'll bring up my slobber strap. He feels it coming, okay? They can feel a fly landing on their hair there, and just kind of shutter it off, okay? That's all I'm doing. So now I'm actually engaging my rein. Good, and you can see just kind of dipped his head like that, all right? So all I was working on is something nice and neat. I come out here, I'm down here green, go to yellow. He knows I'm about ready to do something. I'm doing an open rein right now. Bump, bump, bump. The head's coming down nice there, good. All right, so he's not being very soft, but he's getting the job done, okay? So what am I doing? I'm getting rid of surprise, okay? I'm getting rid of surprise with this setup. That's what one of the task and purpose of this was. Now, think about it. If I eliminate surprise, I'm making the horse happy because I'm not being jerky, I'm not pulling, okay? I'm not dragging my horse around, all right? And then they can slow, smooth as fast. That old saying comes, they picked up, they're a lot quicker on everything, okay? So that's one of it. Now, what's more hurtful to a horse? A set of spurs, like I got here. Some people call it a set of hooks. A bat, a crop, okay? A riding stick, whatever. Or a set of hands. Which one's more lethal to a horse or can be more lethal? It's your hands, okay? So if you got nice soft hands and set it up for them, they're going to produce a lot better for you. They're going to be a lot more friendly for you because you're staying out of their mouth, all right? Now, one thing I want to talk about is, do you have to use Mecates on a snaffle bit setup like this? No, you can use split reins. It's just happened in this show. I'm talking about Mecates, okay? So I just want to throw that traffic out to you. Say, yes, you can do the same thing with reins. Now, one thing about split reins is if you're going through a lot of horses like I do, they come in a whole different lengths, okay? That's another reason I like the Mecate, is because just like I demonstrate, I can shorten them, I can lengthen these Mecates, okay? All right, let me show you how to put these on next. All right, folks, so I have I have my Mecate here. There's two ends of Mecate. You got the knotted end or the braided end, and then you have the side that has a piece of leather, your popper, okay? So those are the two ends. What we're gonna do is, what I like to do, me personally, is I like to pretend I'm riding a horse. So I have my brow band right here, my head stall, okay? On top, I got my brow band. What I like to do is face it away from me, okay? Just like I'm straddling a horse, all right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the popper end of my Mecate, and I'm just going to drop the excess onto the ground. I got it in a coil there. I'm going to take my popper, I'm going to slide it from west to east, okay, right through the hole. Okay, it's doubled up on the slobber straps. They go through both of them. Now, some of these could be stubborn. In slobber straps, sometimes the holes are smaller than, let's say it's a 1/2 inch hole versus your 9/16. So obviously you'd have to cut out or get a different size of slobber straps to fit the size of your Mecate, okay? So I'm gonna slide all my excess all the way till I get to the braided knot of my Mecate, okay, which is, I'm right here now, okay? Now, once I'm at this location right here, I'm just going to bring my slobber strap horizontally, bring out probably about a handful plus a thumb out to the knot. I'm going to go underneath my slobber strap, feed it around the back side, and bring it right through, creating a bite, or excuse me, a loop, right through my loop, pull it through. Then what I'm going to do is lock it into place. Okay. Now you're going to say, Travis, do you absolutely have to do that? No. But I kind of like uniformity. I like to have a knot, okay, on this side with the loop, because I'm going to do the same side, and then I'm going to have my get down rope. So I kind of want them to balance each other out. But there's nothing saying that you can't just not do a knot. Bring your stopper braid right up to the slobber strap. A lot of people do that, and they're doing just fine. Once again, you play with the technique that you like, what you're satisfied with, and run with it. I encourage you to run with what you think deep down your gut that you feel is right. Okay, once again, go underneath the slobber strap, come back up through the loop, or excuse me, the bite I just made, come down, lock it in place. Now you can adjust your shoe fly long. I don't like to have my knot so long as smacking my horse in the face. Okay, just the tassels here, all right? Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out from there. I'm gonna stretch my rope out. Oh, probably about a good arm's length right here as a starting point. I come back down and pinch with my left hand where I am going to feed it through my next slobber strap. I do not transfer it to my other hand. I don't lose that point because I have it pinched down. Now I take this side right here with my popper. Once again, I run it right through from east to west on my slobber straps. Keep my slobber strap horizontal, and I just pull it through. Now notice I have not let go of my pinch mark in my right hand. Once I'm here and I'm happy where I'm at, I'm going to flip over my slobber strap like this. Okay? I'm going to grab my popper. And all I'm going to do is lay it over top and run it back through this side. And all I'm doing is an overhand knot. Easier than making flapjacks, I tell you. Okay? Everybody knows how to make an overhand knot. Okay? So if you look on it, it's just a bite in the back, and it looks like a pretzel right here. Okay? Now I have my get down rope. I have my reins that I like to set out with initially. Okay? I'm going to tighten this up a little bit more for what I like. Now I'm back up where I need to. Now when I make my final adjustments is when, like I said before, is when I get up on the horse. Okay, I can see what the length of the neck is. I get up on my saddle and I just kind of play with it to see what I like. But at least I got a starting point, and that's what I like. There's a lot of other different methods out there, different techniques, but this is what I like to do personally. This is what I've done a long time, and I just like to share it with you, because I want everybody successful in horsemanship. Everybody successful in ranching. Okay, that's why I share this. Now that you have the knowledge, you become the solution. Take care now. Adios.
A mule figures prominently in this story. There are versions of this story where it wasn't a mule, it was actually a wild burro. But I like mules, and it's my song, damn it. So I made it a mule because it's easier to rhyme mule than it is burro. So this is an actual true story. Come hear the story of Bart McGee, in your county deputy, 1873. Chavez's gang was running wild, raising hell. Bart tracked him, but things did not go well. Then bandits circled around and they caught him unaware. They took him to their hideout, tied him to a chair, and they spent the night talking about the things that they could do. Bart McGee before they got through. Maybe they would skin him or drag him from a horse. Maybe they would shoot him. They might do something else to him. I can't remember what it was they were going to do. Bart just sat there as if he hadn't heard. Through it all, he never said a word. This was desert country, all sagebrush and wind. Beyond the saline valley, where hope runs mighty thin. And them bandits drank their whiskey, and just outside the door was a bronco mule they'd stole the day before. Them bandits caught that mule and they tied it to the shack. They stripped old Bart naked, stuck him on its back. And they turned them both around till they was pointed east. And they tied his legs together underneath. They untied that mule and they slapped it on the rear. It went cracking through the sagebrush like a wild deer. They kept Bart's horse, his saddle and his guns, and they figured Bart McGee's days were done. That mule tried to buck him off, and through the Choya danced. Bart knew that sticking with him was his only chance. Old Bart had fought the Paiute and he killed the grizzly bear. He could ride anything with hair. Well, the sun burned his naked butt and the wind chapped him dry. And he broiled like bacon underneath that desert sky. But he'd slap that mule upside the head to turn him left or right. And he was handling good when the moon come up that night. I mean, 50 miles, it ended none too soon. We topped the hill at Cerro Gordo that next afternoon. The drunks outside the gym saloon could not believe their eyes when a naked man on a mule trotted by. Not something you see every day. We all asked what happened. Bart, he never said a word. He just yanked out the cactus thorns and put ointment on his burns. And he followed horse and rifle and he set out on his way. But what he meant to do, he wouldn't say. A week went by without a word, and we all feared the worst. Had them bandits got him? Had he died of thirst? Then finally he come riding back, leading his old horse. He also had his hat and guns, of course. And the robbing and the killing all came to an end. In fact, that Chavez gang was never seen again. We asked Bart about it. When we'd asked enough, he said, I just went back and got my stuff. We've come here the story of Bart McGee, in your county deputy, 1873. And you know he kept that mule for the rest of his life. And he treated it better than some men treat their wives. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah! Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I don't know if he actually...